How are we doing, guys? Welcome to the preview and the predicted lineup. Arsenal against PSV Eindhoven. We are back in the Champions League, and the irony is that this feels very much like a Europa League fixture. Oh man, the group we got put in, with all due respect to the teams we got, is very much a Europa League group. And the reason why I say this about PSV, and it's no disrespect to them, is because we actually played them in the Europa League last season. They were in our group. It was near enough a year ago that we actually played them home and away. And it's one apiece in terms of victories. When we went over to Eindhoven, we lost 2-0. And when we played them at the Emirates, we won 1-0 with xhaka scoring the winning goal. So, yeah, it's one of them. I know it's a catch-22. Part of you thinks, right, you get back into the Champions League, you want to play the big teams, and you want to be playing your Bayern Munichs and your Real Madrids and your Barcelonas, etc. But, yeah, with the group stages, I'm not really bothered, to be honest with you. I look at it and I think, you know what, if you can get some favourable ties and take care of business early and maybe qualify, you know, for the latter rounds after match week 4 or 5, then it's only going to benefit you in terms of what you're doing with your league campaign. You've got to look at Newcastle for a prime example, and their group is absolutely ridiculous. And you've got to wonder how they're going to juggle the Premier League and the Champions League matches. Do you go strong in one, weak in another, strong in all of them, and then you pick up injuries? And I know injuries can happen at any time. We know that ourselves at Arsenal. But I look at that and I just think to myself, yeah, it's nice that we've kind of got these fixtures because you know, another twist of fate is that the games after our Champions League ones are at home, which is actually very beneficial to us. So there's no, you know, travelling away in the Premier League after, you know, travelling away in the Champions League. And I know you're probably not going to have some of the journeys that you might have, and there's this Thursday, Sunday stuff and everything else. But psychologically, it could be a good thing. So yeah, you know, you think that maybe we could get the job done, and I know I'm speaking well ahead of term here, but if you get the job done by game 4 or 5, and then you can maybe rest players for those last couple of games or the last game in the Champions League with a big Premier League game on the horizon and everything else. So yeah, just a psychological thing. It could be good for us and it could be beneficial, but we need to start as we mean, you know, to go on, and we have to win this game. We have to get 3 points on the board, and we have to say we are back in the Champions League, because it's been a while since we've been in the Champions League, and yeah, we've all missed it. But yeah, let's go and see what happens. And PSV, of course, there's been a lot of changes there. Personnel left. Ruud van Nistelrooy is no longer manager. So there's going to be a change there, and there was always a little something. Arsenal and Ruud van Nistelrooy, they've had a great start to the Eredivisie in Holland, and 4 games in, 4 wins, only conceded 1 goal as well. So they've had a good start, and I know there's going to be a lot of comparisons, the Dutch league to the Premier League and everything, but you've got to go about your business. The other big side in Holland is obviously Ajax, and they're sitting mid-table, and they've only won 1 of their opening games this season. So they're doing what they need to do, and they're a strong side, and they're going to come to the Emirates full of confidence, and they're going to think that they can turn us over. So yeah, team lineup is going to be crucial, and it will be very interesting to see what Mikel Arteta goes with. Especially in goal. So with that said, let's go and get into the lineup. In goal, I really don't know anymore. Mikel Arteta has made it very, very clear that he's going to rotate his goalkeepers. He's going to play a goalkeeper that he feels will fit the game, you know, as and when. And I also think that Mikel Arteta is going to be probably one of the first managers that ever does it and makes a tactical substitution mid-game, and it, you know, is the goalkeeper. You know, in the same way that you would make a substitution for your defenders or strikers or whatever. got a feeling he's going to do it mid-game with, a goalkeeper, and the, ex-players and pundits, Gary Neville, etc., are going to absolutely lose their minds. But for this game, I feel that he's going to revert back to Aaron Ramsdale. I just feel that he will. There's a lot of rumours saying that, David Raya came in for the game against Everton, and it was a tactical reason, maybe the height of Everton and how good Raya is with crosses. And yeah, it's an interesting one, but I feel that he will probably go with Aaron Ramsdale. In defence, first of all, on the right-hand side, Ben White. It's very straightforward, very easy decision, to be honest. In the centre of defence, I think it's, again, very easy. It will be William Saliba and Gabriel. And again, it's just a very straightforward decision. On the left-hand side, it would be Zinchenko. Again, I think that's a very straightforward decision. I feel that, the back four, the strongest back four is what you're seeing. And obviously with Thomas Partey injured, there's none of this testing out the inverted right role and everything else. And of course, Jurriën Timber is unavailable for the foreseeable. So yeah, I think it's a very, very straightforward one. Next up, we have Declan Rice. He's going to be making his Champions League debut. And listen, he is just an immense player. And I knew he was good, but I didn't realise he was this good. And now you get to actually watch him in a proper team. He is immense. He's so good. And he's the reason why we haven't really missed Thomas Partey from being injured. And full credit to him for that. And I'm looking forward to seeing him in this game. Next up, right-hand side, we will have Bukayo Saka. That's very straightforward. We will have Martin Odegaard. And then I feel that Mikel Arteta will bring Kai Havertz back ahead of Fabio Vieira. One of the reasons for that is the Champions League experience of Kai Havertz. Of course, he's a Champions League winner, scored the winning goal in the Champions League final. So that's what I feel he will go with. And then we're going to go with Trossard, because Martinelli, I don't feel, is going to be playing in this game because of his injury picked up against Everton. And Trossard is going to start this game for me. As the striker, another change, and I feel this will be Gabriel Jesus. And I feel that when you look at Trossard in particular, when he plays with Jesus, he's better than when he plays with Eddie Nketiah. Some players just match other players, better and suit styles and systems, etc. And I just feel that when I watch Trossard with Jesus, you really start to see, what we saw last season and how good he is. But when he's with Nketiah, it's a little bit flattering to deceive in some respects. So, it's football. Some players, suit other players better. That's just my opinion on that one. So yeah, that's it. That's the lineup that I would go with. I think there's a few changes, to the win against Everton at the weekend. One of them's, of course, is forced because of Gabriel Martinelli. I just feel that Kai Havertz will come in because of the whole Champions League experience, and Gabriel Jesus again as well, Champions League experience and everything else. And I feel that that is a very strong 11, and I feel that that is more than capable of getting the job done against PSV Eindhoven. So yeah, we will wait and see what happens. So that is it for the preview and the predicted lineup. There's going to be a watch along for this game. So make sure you join me for our return to the Champions League. And I can't wait to hear that anthem and sing it out loud like I'm an opera singer. Yeah, who else is going to be joining me with that one? But yeah, listen, if you're new around here, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you smash a like on this video. And I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.